our channel. Thank you for coming to watch our videos. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome.
Hi.
Today we've got a video for you on new fragrances. They're all women's fragrances and they're launching in the UK anyway in October.
Exactly. We have 4 today.
Yes, quite a lot.
Actually 3 brands, but 4 fragrances because we've got 2 from one brand.
Yeah.
How exciting. So it's quite cool today.
Yeah, so do you want to kick off with the first one?
Let's start with Bvlgari, shall we? This is a fragrance called Rose Goldea. And this is actually a personal favourite of mine, this brand, because I've spoken about Bvlgari before. I really love working with this brand. And this bottle, I just think is stunning. It's one of those bottles that I want on my dressing table, you know?
It's really nice, like a jewel, isn't it?
It's like a jewel. And I love rose, and it's sort of right up my alley, as it were. Let's have a little spray, shall we? I'm going to spray on my skin, and then I'm going to also spray on a blotter as well. So let's do that. Here we go. First of all, just to tell you, this is kind of a line extension this October from Goldea, which is over here. So this one was the original. This launched last year, I think. Yes. I want to say early last year. And this is kind of a real oriental, beautiful 3 types of musk, ylang flowers, really kind of rich.
Quite rich, yeah.
But also quite warm and sunny at the same time. This is the new one. This one is all about the rose, as you would imagine, but it's also got lovely musks in it. And I don't know if you can smell it, but when I smell this, I can smell kind of a powdery rose.
Definitely.
So it reminds me actually of like a kind of powder puff or a dressing table, beautiful, like one of those old-fashioned sort of puffs that you used to get on your Marie Antoinette's dressing table.
Yeah, very feminine. Yeah, and
really
luxury.
Sumptuous and luxury. There's 2 types of roses in here, which I really like. The first, actually, that's wrong. There are 1 type of rose, 1 rose 2 ways.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the rose is the Damascena rose,
which
we have spoken about before on a video about roses. We talked about the damask or Turkish rose being one of the most popular in perfumery. And the perfumer for this, he has distilled that rose, so made a rose essence, like rose petal, fresh, transparent note. But then he's also done an absolute. Right. So also distilled the rose in a different kind of way and made this sort of richer, warmer, deeper note. So you get like fresh rose, quite subtle at first, very powdery with the musks, but then also it warms up, certainly on the skin anyway, into something a bit richer. And actually it's got jasmine in it as well, which also gives the heat. But I quite like it.
It's really nice. It's right up my alley as well.
There you go. Is that a very English saying?
I think it probably is. I'm sure you'll tell us.
So that's Rose Goldea. Check that out. In stores in October.
Next up, we have something from Alaia. So Azzedine Alaia is a designer. You will have seen his first fragrance, I'm sure, which launched last year actually, and this was just simply called Alaia Paris. The new fragrance is gorgeous. It comes in a white box instead of the nude, which was the other one, and the bottle is actually clear, and it's called Alaia Blanche, so a white Alaia.
I love this pattern.
The pattern is gorgeous.
It's really like a mosaic on the bottle.
Yeah, so the pattern was on the original as well, and it's taken from, it's something called laser cut, isn't it?
Yeah,
which they do on all his bags and shoes and belts and things. It's very iconic of the brand, but it's a lot inspired, and this fragrance is also a lot inspired by the Alhambra Gardens in Granada. Amazing
place.
Yeah, so Granada in Spain, this kind of, it talks a lot about the difference in the garden between the shade and the light. Because it's really hot in Spain, but then there's lots of lovely trees that are sheltering you.
That's right, because you go into the palace, and first of all, there's a lot of light and shade in the palace, because if anyone's been, they'll appreciate this, that with that pattern virtually on all of the like windows and doors, you get the sunlight that sort of streams through but falls on the floor in kind of a dappled effect. Then you go into the beautiful extensive gardens, and there's a lot of trees in the garden, so again you walk from warmth brightness to shady.
So so that's the kind of concept behind the design of the bottle, but also the fragrance. So we're going to try the fragrance, and I nearly went to spray it then, and then I remembered that this is actually a dummy bottle. This launches in October in the UK, but it only launches in Harrods, and then it doesn't launch everywhere else until next year. So we are still waiting on the tester and the stock. So we have a lab sample. This is what we often have to work with, a little lab sample. So we will have a spray from this one.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll have it on a blusher as well.
Yeah. So I'll just to remind you on what the original smelled like.
Oh my god!
The original was very animalic. Well, I felt anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Like it was very animalic, very suede-y, very leathery. Honestly, for me, like I found it too much to wear. I can definitely appreciate it because I thought it was a great fragrance, but it was too. But you like the Pumped Hair by Cartier as well. You see, I'm not sexy enough for those. I feel like they're too much. You know what I mean? I like something that's a bit more kind of fresh and innocent.
Yeah. Maybe I just want to be sexy. No, let's cut that out.
Anyway, so that one was very animalic. This one is.
This is almond.
We'd say gourmand.
It's almond.
Could we describe it as gourmand?
Yeah, you can.
It's got lots of almond. I mean, to me,
literally all I can smell.
So I'll tell you, one of my favourite foods is cherry bakewell.
Oh, there you go.
And it literally smells like a
That's why you like this.
Almond and heliotrope, because you know heliotrope's a flower, but it often smells sweet, kind of cherry, almondy smell. And so that combined with the almond, it's also got vanilla as well. And
it is sweet.
And musk. It does still have some of the musk, but it's definitely not as animalic as the previous one. I think it is beautiful.
It's completely different, actually, to the original.
It is.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Now you've said cherry bakewell, that's all I can smell.
I'm quite happy to smell like a cherry bakewell, though. But it's a good thing. It's very sophisticated cherry bakewell.
Yeah, it is. It's very, again, it's quite powdery and soft.
Yes,
yes.
And the bottle is so beautiful as well, and the packaging. So that is Alaia Blanche.
Yay. Okay. Our third fragrance and third brand to talk about is a brand we've spoken about before. You know we like this brand. It's Elie Saab. And Elie Saab has 2 new fragrances this autumn. The first one that I'm going to talk about is a fragrance called Éclat d'Or. And this one, it sort of can translate as sort of elegant gold or golden sparkles. And you can see the gold packaging is very clear there. Same shaped bottle as the original, Le Parfum. This one, so what he normally does, which is what we're used to, is this in just a different bottle at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like a lot of brands do that. They kind of bring out a favourite fragrance in a different bottle, but this time we have a different smell. And the perfumer, one of the things that he said, his name's Francis Kirkshan, who has his own house now, is quite a famous perfumer and has worked with Elie Saab on all of his collaborations. He's tried to make it more gourmand. Yeah. So a little bit sweeter, a little bit more Christmassy.
Like Christmas, like the things Christmas. You eat at Christmas.
Yes.
And
you passed me a blot.
Yes, sorry.
So this actually has a lot of orange in it from Brazil with bergamot to give it a real kind of...
No, go on. I'll put the blotter.
There we go. You want it on your skin, don't you?
Well, I do. It's just like at the end of these videos, we end up with so much stuff on our skin. It's nice.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Really nice.
So this one has got a lot more warm flowers in it, things like ylang ylang flower. The other one, the original one, had lots of bright orange blossom, lots of jasmine, which this still has, but added touches of warmth like ylang ylang, added richness and sort of dryness, if you like, of patchouli with the orange of Brazil. I think just gives it, for me, it's like Christmas personified in a fragrance.
It is. It's so warm and opulent.
But not Christmas like cloves and cinnamon.
No, because I hate cloves.
No.
I really don't like them.
Christmas like dressing up in my best gold dress and my high-heeled shoes and going out.
Yeah, lovely. So that's, I like that. That's Éclat d'Or, the gold one. Just to confuse things slightly, there's also another version, which is in a black bottle.
Okay.
So the black bottle, I'll pass you that one, is here. And this is called Nuit Noir.
Yeah.
And to let you know as well, the other one is available all over the place, you know, wherever they stock Elie Saab. But this one is only launching in the UK anyway, in Harrods and in the Elie Saab boutique from October. It's not a limited edition though, like the others. It's a catalogue line. So Nuit Noor, Nuit is night in French, and Noor is light in Arabic. And always Elie Saab is combining this idea of kind of his culture, which is a mix of kind of French and Arabic culture. So he's wanted it to be reminiscent of his hometown of Beirut in the Lebanon, and the kind of lights at night of Beirut. So we'll have a little smell. Here we go.
I like the black, actually. It gives you, again, a sort of touch of mystery.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm struggling here. There we go.
How many have we got? There you go. Thank you.
Straight away, it just smells more like the Middle East.
So that's completely different.
Yeah, it's just much more of that. I mean, it's not a listed ingredient, oud. But, there is something that smells like oud. Whether they're just not saying it because oud's become very popular now, maybe that's why. But it's meant to have kind of two aspects to it. So it's meant to have a floral brightness that's like the lights glowing over the city. And that's things like ylang, again, which was in the other version, and rose as well. So that's the kind of femininity aspect. And then it's meant to have a dark feel that's like the night of Beirut, which is like black pepper.
Yeah, I can smell the pepper.
Smell, and patchouli.
Yeah.
And patchouli's actually in the original, not the original, the intense version.
The intense version.
So that does link in there.
It definitely smells sort of rich oriental.
Very.
And I'm not getting so much brightness, actually.
No. I'm not getting so much floral at all, actually. Definitely is dark and rich and spicy. And
that nice, incense note is what I'm getting through as well. It definitely feels like almost churchy.
Yeah, it does a little bit, does.
But I like that, you know, I like, we've spoken about oud before, we've spoken about other sort of Middle Eastern inspired fragrances, and I like having that in the collection. When we talk about this brand, it's nice to have sort of this alternative.
A darker alternative, yeah.